Namaste everyone. Are you ready to dive deep into the mysteries of existence and reality? In today's video, we are exploring something truly mind-blowing, non-duality or Advaita Vedanta. This isn't just any kind of knowledge. It's about discovering the real authentic truth and breaking free from ignorance, which is the root cause of all our struggles and sufferings. Very well. Imagine you are told that sugar is salty and you just accept it without tasting it yourself. Crazy, right? The best way to know something for sure is to experience it directly. Taste the sugar and you'll know it's sweet. This is how the direct experience works. It's ultimate way to get the real deal. But what if you can't experience something directly? That's where logic steps in. Think about clouds. They do look like fluffy cotton balls, right? But logic tells us they are not. They are just made of tiny water droplets. So combining direct experience and logic together helps us gain perfectly correct knowledge. Before we jump into the question of who am I, let's talk about something super important, which is essence. The essence of something is like its absolutely essential and irreplaceable part. For example, imagine a wooden table. You can change its height, size, color, design, and even shape. But can you remove the wood and still call it a wooden table? No way. The wood is its essence. Similarly, think about gold jewelries. No matter the shape, size, or design, or even the type of diamonds or gems it may have, if you remove the gold, it's no longer gold jewelry. The gold is its very essence. Now, what about you? We are going to strip away everything you are not to discover your absolute essence, the thing that makes you you. By asking, who am I? We are on a quest to find that irreplaceable essential part of you. So let's get started. Let's zoom into our everyday objects, like your trusty mobile phone or laptop. Take a moment to think, are you looking at your phone or is your phone somehow looking back at you? Sounds strange, right? Through direct experience, you can easily realize that you are the one directly observing the phone. It's not the one observing you. So logically, the phone can't be you. Now what if we swap out that phone for something else? Would you say I have changed or the object has changed? If it's the object that has changed but you are still the same person, then clearly the object isn't you. So here we have got two golden rules. If I can experience it, then it's not me, because I am its experiencer who is experiencing it. The second rule is, if it changes, then again it's not me, because I have remained the same. Any doubt about these two rules? It's crucial to really think them through because they are very important. So we can conclude that none of the objects in the external world can be you. You can't find yourself in any of these objects. Now let's turn to your bodies. Are you looking at your body or is your body somehow looking back at you? Applying our rules, if you can experience it and it's changing, then logically the body isn't you. As you can very well see that every part of your body is in constant flux. Cells renew, hair grows, and your facial features change over time. And even if hypothetically it were you, which part of the body would you call you? The limbs, the heart, the brain? After all, the body is just a complex assembly of millions of cells. But I know that I am one individual, not a cluster of millions. This logic applies to every part of the body. Many of you may find this somewhat controversial and critical, but I must say that almost all those people who visit either gym or beauty parlor identifies themselves with their bodies. None of the part of the body defines who you are. You are not the body. This is our conclusion. Very well, let's now move on to the feelings and sensations. Take pain for instance. Are you experiencing the pain or is the pain somehow experiencing you? Does the pain come and go? Does it change? Let's apply our two golden rules here. If I can experience it, then it's not me. If it changes, again it's not me. So is the pain you? If the answer is that you are not the pain, Using direct experience and logic, we can conclude that none of the sensations of the body are you. So now let's move on to thoughts. Do you experience thoughts, or do thoughts experience you? It's like those notification messages on your phone, they pop up, you read them, and they disappear. Thought works kind of like that. They come and they go, they change, and sometimes they are like that ego thought in the back of your head saying, I am this or I am that. But here's the kicker. Even the thought that says I am this or I am that isn't really me. It's just a passing idea, like those notifications you swipe away. So let's apply our rules. If thoughts come and go, and if you can experience them changing, then logically none of these thoughts can be you. Many people in the world identify themselves on the basis of their intelligence or the moral and ethical values that they possess. But are these also not mere thoughts in their heads? How moral and ethical one is directly dependent upon the type of thoughts that he or she usually have in his mind. And more than half of the population firmly identifies themselves on their thoughts. Okay, so you know now that you are not the thoughts, as you can experience them and you can also see them changing. So none of the thoughts passing through your mind defines who you really are. Now let's move on to desires. Are you experiencing the desires, or somehow desires are experiencing you? Think about it. Desires come and they go, just like those trends that pop up and fade away from society. They change over time, just like thoughts. They are not permanent. Let's use our rules again. If desires come and go, and if you can see them changing, then none of those desires can define who you are. Look all around you and see the world. See how desires have transformed almost every person into a rat in a rat race. While not many identifies themselves with their desires, but still almost all are madly pursuing them. We can now firmly conclude that I am not the desires. None of those desires define who I really am. Now let's look at our emotions. Anger, fear, happiness and suffering. When you are angry, is the anger experiencing you, or are you experiencing the anger? Does the anger come and go? Let's apply our two golden rules again. If I can experience it, then it's not me. And if it changes, then again it's not me. Let's take an example. Imagine you are in a long line in your favorite concert and someone cuts in front of you. You get angry, but later when the concert starts and you are enjoying the music, the anger fades away. The anger came and went, but you remained. So is anger you? If the answer is that you are not the anger, then using direct experience and logic, you can say that none of the emotions are you. There are many people out there who are completely controlled by their emotions, including me myself. But we all need to understand that we are not emotions. All emotions we experience are mental objects, just like any other external physical object. So we can now conclude that I am not the emotion and none of the emotions are me. Very well, let's move on to memories. Are you experiencing the memory, or are memories somehow experiencing you? Do they come and they go? Is the memory changing? Are you changing when a memory is changing? When you forget something, do you say you are gone, or do you say that you just forgot? Very well, let's take an example. Do you remember what you ate 1 year ago, or what you wore 1 year ago? Probably not, right? But can you say that you weren't there that day? Or would you say you forgot? Even if you forgot, you were still there, right? Let's dive deeply into memories to see its various contents. What's in the memory? Let us first analyze your name. Is it not a bunch of words tagged to your body by your parents when it was born? Someone gave it to you and you have it stored in your memory. You can recall it quickly, but it's still just a memory. Because memory is not you, your name isn't you either. It's just a label attached to your body, right? What about your education? Where is it stored? In your memory. In your memory, if your memory somehow goes, your education goes too. So your profession and your skills, they are also just stored in your memory. Think about your various relationships. Do you remember your parents, your friends, your significant others? If you somehow lost your memory, where would these relationships be? Would you say you are nobody, or just say that you don't remember them? If memory is gone, all these relationships are gone too, but you are still there. What about other things like race, caste, religion, nationality? These are also imposed on you by others and are stored in your memories. So now we can conclude that you are not the memory, and none of the contents of the memory can be you. More than 90% of the population identifies themselves with their memories. If you ask them who they are, then they will start narrating their entire boring lives in front of you. Very well, let's move on to gender. Are you a man or a woman? How do you know? Because of the body. But we have already seen that the body is not you. There are only two kinds of bodies, male and female. But if you erase that indoctrination, there is no need to identify with any gender. Think about this. All those imposed concepts about gender are stored in the memory. Once it's gone, what's left? It's nothing but memory. Is there anything left that you can say is truly you? Everything you thought was you, it was all just a part of your memory. Using the two rules, we find that none of the memories are you. This logically leads us to understand that none of those experiences are you either. All experiences are stored in the memory, and if memory isn't you, then whatever can the experience isn't you either. So you can say that you are not an experience. None of the experiences can define you. Very well. Let's ask now the big question. If you are not the objects around you, not your body, neither the sensations, emotions, thoughts, desires, memories, or any of the experiences, then who are you? Think about it. Even when everything else fades away, there is still something there, right? That's you. You are still there, watching it all happen. You are the one experiencing life. You are like the ultimate observer, just witnessing everything unfold. You are the experiencer of all the experiences. You can call yourself the experiencer or the witness. You know you exist simply by being, not because of any specific experience. You are not any single experience. You are beyond that. Now let's look deeper into this experiencer. Do you see any shape, color, or material in this witness? If there was, then your eyes would catch it, right? But there is nothing tangible there. It's empty, like a blank screen with no shape or color. Is there any energy, volume, or atomic stuff there? These things can be seen or experienced, but not in the witness. It's like trying to grab hold of the air. You can't see or touch it, but you know it's there. Why? Because it is the one experiencing all the experiences that you are experiencing. It is pure witness. Now we can conclude that you are formless, almost like void. There is nothing concrete or physical about you. Here's the thing about change. For change to happen, there must be some tangible stuff undergoing that change. But the experiencer or the witness is itself void-like. There is nothing tangible or material about it. So no change is ever possible in the witness. You are the constant amidst all the changes. While everything else may come and go, all the experiences may come and fade away, but you remain the same. You are changeless. You are the only thing that does never change. Look at yourself. You spent your entire life thinking of yourself to be either of these things, which you were actually not. For the first time in your life, look at your real face. The formless, changeless experiencer, the pure witness, your true self. This is your real face, not that which you saw in the mirror till now. Anyway, what is birth? Birth is the beginning of a baby's body. Think about it. You were born in this world, but was it really you being born, or was it just your body coming into existence? Bodies are like seeds planted in fertile soil. They need time, nutrients, and water to grow and change. Just like a seed sprouts into a tree, a baby develops from a single cell into a complex organism over time. But here's the twist. While bodies undergo birth and change, I, the one witnessing all this, you, the one witnessing all this, the experiencer, the pure witness, always remain unchanged. I can't say I was born because I am not something that changes or grows. Birth is all about change, and the experiencer is absolutely changeless. No birth certificates can pinpoint when the witness, the real you, came into being. There is nothing in you that can take form or be born. You are formless, beyond birth and change. Only bodies can be born, not you. So it's impossible for you to have a birth. You are unborn. You are birthless. Mind-boggling, isn't it? Very well, let's come to aging. If you were never born and you never change, can you age? Let's see. Aging is all about change, but you, the pure witness, the experiencer, can never change. There is nothing in you that can change, and therefore there is nothing in you that can age or deteriorate over time. If something is born, it will die. Think about trees. They are born from seeds and eventually they return to earth. Humans are born, their bodies are born, and one day it passes away. Objects are built, used, and they also eventually break down. Everything that's born is destined to undergo change and eventually cease to exist. That itself is nothing but transformation of one form to another. And now, if the experiencer, the pure witness, the real you was never born and it never changes, then can it really die? No, since you are never born, you can never experience death. Death requires change and tangible matter which undergoes that change. Since you are ageless and deathless, you are beyond the cycle of birth and death. Look around the world and see for yourself how everyone, including me and you, are absolutely terrified of death. Yet, it simply does not exist for real me and real you, the pure witness, the experiencer. If there is no birth or death for you, can there be a rebirth? You were never born, so you can't die, and therefore can't be reborn either. Whatever keeps coming back to life isn't you. Traditionally, liberation or mukti means breaking free from the cycle of birth and death. But if you can't be born again, aren't you already free from this cycle? There goes your liberation. What is freedom? It's not being bound by anything, right? Is there anything currently binding the witness? Do you need to eat, sleep, rest? Can anything lock the real you up? When you examine this, you will find that there is no such limit or foundation for the witness, for the experiencer. So you can conclude that you are already liberated, ever free, boundless and limitless. Pay attention how all those around the world, each and every one of them, is pursuing their own goals and ambitions, yet they lack the very basic knowledge about who they themselves are. When questioned about their identity, most of them would reply with their names, their occupation, their physical bodies, their gender, their appearance, their memories, their social status, etc. When there is no desire, no thought, no emotion, and almost nothing to do, am I not at peace? Nothing disturbs this peace, right? There is an absence of both happiness and suffering, pleasure and pain. This state is called bliss, and this is my true absolute nature. I can say that I am ever blissful. I am eternally peaceful and blissful, and this peace and bliss, it never fades, it never goes away. If you ask the same question that I asked from me instead, is there any difference between me and you? Would not I have the same results? Imagine water in a bottle and water in a glass. When the bottle and glass are broken and the water get mixed somehow, can we separate the water? No, right? Why? Because the water is the essence. The same is different containers. Similarly, whatever you are, I am too. Whatever I am, you are too. The essence of both you and me are non-different. We are the same. Think of two waves in the ocean. One says, I am water, and the other wave also says, I am also water. Are they different? Maybe their forms are different, but they are just still water. When there is no form, you and I become one. So you are me and I am you. There is no closer relationship than being one. When two become one, that's love. There is no separation. We are not two witnesses, but one very same witness experiencing the world from two different bodies. This is my being. This is who I really am. And that is all you also. This is self-realization. Many thanks for listening.